President Trump promised to deport more than 10 million.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
Lighting a fire under ice to identify people without legal status and deport them. The dragnet catching people across big cities and small towns, construction sites to colleges, family events to farms, where more than a third of all farm workers are said to be undocumented. Now, in this special report from ABC 10 News San Diego and the Scripps News Group, the hidden price of the crackdown. Does making the Trump math work mean the end of American agriculture as we know it? This is Harvest Interrupted, the cost of enforcement. I'm Laura Acevedo in Ventura County. President Trump's hardline approach to illegal immigration began long before he walked into the White House.
Under the Trump administration, if you came in illegally, you were apprehended immediately and you were deported.
A promise made that he promised to keep, beginning on day one, declaring a national emergency at the southern border to protect the country from what he called an invasion. The military tasked with supporting border enforcement. Thousands of service members deployed into newly established national defense areas. Quotas imposed for ICE agents to detain some 10,000 individuals every week. Anytime, anywhere. Schools, hospitals, churches, all previously protected locations, now considered fair game. This half hour, where we are right now and the impacts you haven't seen. Impacts from President Trump's on again, off again, then back on again enforcement at farms and inside hotels. The effects are showing up not just on the individuals, but on the overall economy. Maya Rodriguez leads us off.
The Trump administration's immigration policy reversing course when it comes to several industries across the country. The Department of Homeland Security now says it will conduct immigration raids at farms, hotels, and restaurants, all places where undocumented migrants may be working.
We're going to look everywhere, but I think the biggest problem is the inner cities.
DHS going further, telling Scripps News, quote, worksite enforcement remains a cornerstone of our efforts to safeguard public safety, national security, and economic stability. Immigration advocates say the raids could further impact the economy, including, for example, higher prices for food and construction.
Those are the sectors of the economy that will be affected most if there is heavy enforcement machinery.
American businesses, American consumers, and the economy is going to also get the short end of the stick on that as well.
According to the American Immigration Council, mass deportations could reduce the U.S. gross domestic product by as much as 6.8%. Maya Rodriguez, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The federal government estimates 4 in 10 farm workers in America are here without legal status, doing backbreaking work for pennies on the dollar. Advocates say Americans wouldn't do that same work for the same wages. I spent a day with a farm worker here in California to get a sense of what his work is really like and what would happen if he weren't here to do it. It's about 5:30 in the morning. And Benito is getting ready for another day of work. His wife prepares to send him off with a homemade meal.
A las 5 de la mañana empezamos a alistarnos.
It's fuel for the long day ahead. Once everything is packed up, boots on, and it's off to a field near Camarillo, California.
Pues ahorita estamos empezando a cosechar el cilantro.
It's now about 6 in the morning. Benito will pick and pack cilantro all day. He's asked us not to show his face out of fear. It's not far from this field that federal immigration agents entered and detained about 40 workers on a farm in early June.
Nadie está trabajando tranquilo ahorita.
He tells me no one works in peace anymore. Cilantro picking, he explains, is back-breaking work.
Te duele la espalda, te duele.
Benito says he has constant pain in his back, knees, and feet from the bent-over position they're in for hours at a time.
Cortarlo, amarrarlo, empacarlo.
He shows me how they cut, tie, and pack it, 1 bushel at a time. 30 bushels fit into a box, and he makes $1 for every box packed. On a good day, that's about 150 to 200 boxes. Since he gets paid by how much he picks, he couldn't stop to sit with me for an interview. We had to talk as he worked. He let me try, and while I picked and gathered just 1 bushel,
7, 8.
he was able to pack 8. As he makes his way down the rows of cilantro, his wife isn't far behind.
Ella sí apenas regresó a trabajar.
Today is her first day back to work in 20 days since that raid at the farm nearby. She stayed home out of fear. On this day, the couple started as part of a crew of 4. At around 9 in the morning, they're told they need to pack a total of 700 boxes for an order. By the afternoon, 2 additional workers have joined them to help. But as they pick up the pace, Benito cuts his finger and is forced to take a break. Quickly heading back to his car to stop the bleeding, clean the wound, bandage it, glove it, and get back to work. As the end of the workday approaches, boxed up cilantro lines the field. A truck arrives and moves in. It's time to load up. One by one, they're loaded onto pallets. In roughly 10 hours of work, the crew packed up 794 boxes.
Se va a echar a perder nada más.
Benito says crops like this cilantro would rot if workers continued to be detained or deported.
No creo que alguien más venga.
And he tells me he doesn't think everyday Americans are interested in doing this type of work for such little pay.